Hey, what is up, everybody? Good morning, or you know what? I don't know. Maybe we're in the afternoon. I'm kind of driving everybody crazy today, but what is new? You know what I'm saying? And so today, it's gonna be fun. Has anybody ever heard of the Untersberg Mountain between Germany and Salzburg? Well, if you have not, get ready for today because this is a pretty cool story. If I can get both words, but I apologize. Every time I try to get this, I might have to start this over. Oh, there it goes. Go figure. Good morning. We'll just start this over real quick. How's everybody doing again? All right, man. And here we are, another day. Man, what's going on? Just kidding, man. How's everybody doing? This is episode 44. Welcome to NoAvaiL Mystery Podcast, where we get all the scary stories and mysterious stories that you could ever dream of. I hope you hear the sarcasm in my voice, but all the same, it is fun. On my side, we have the Lincoln ear of all Lincolns. Hey, what's up, everybody? That is right. The Lincoln ear of the Lincoln and Lincolns. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just want to say hey, see how everybody's going. Oh, man, it's going to be fun today. What are we doing? The Untersberg Mountain Range. A really, really creepy mountain range. And sometimes it's hard for me. It's harder for my dad because, he's 2 legs. When you have 4 legs, such as myself, you can really get around a lot easier. And, I joined the National Race Fund for I'm giving away money for my paws of my dogs. I just think that we should be helping more pups around. You know what I mean? Pups that don't have homes, stuff like that. My dad brings them into our home. Sarah really likes to bring them in a little bit more than probably she should, but we are kind of like a rescue around here. We like to bring in puppies or dogs that don't have homes. Either get them homes or this turns into their home. Anyway, I'm way off of subject. All right, guys. Stay tuned. It's going to be an awesome day. Dad, take it away. Thank you, man. As always, I appreciate you so much. What would I do without you? What would I do? I probably wouldn't do anything. Sometimes I cry. I don't cry. Mr. Raw, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. Now today, it's gonna be fun, man. Would you ever go into a mountain range where strange beasts are said to roam the area, where hikers, campers, and other outdoorsy people alike report shadowy humanoid figures that move as if they are made of a liquid type kind of like substance? Dwarf human-like entities that try to lure you deeper into the vast wilderness, only to get you lost so they can invite you into their homes. But where are these homes? I mean, that's the thing, is they lure you further into this is what stories we're going to get into. But they bring you further into the wilderness, the vast wilderness of this mountain range. And I must admit, I don't think that their homes are just like trees, but maybe. I'm not sure. From what some witness, many say, that is exactly it. Many who come near this place say they get a feeling of a dark-like presence lingering over them. A feeling of not only being watched, but an uneasy feeling to get as far away as possible, and yet a yearning to go further and further into the forest. With what they're looking for, they don't know. Well, in the Untersburg mountain range, also known as the Untersberg portal, between Germany and Salzburg, these mountains are said to have just that, an energy to lure you into these forests. Mythical creatures that live in these woods, said to trap hikers, even experienced hikers, deeper into the wilderness, never to return again. And with UFO sightings seen by the dozens, apparently real common. Well, as like I've always kind of said, I think that there's something to say between, well, isn't it funny how people will report UFO sightings, or even like around like Bigfoot sightings? I'm only reporting. This is not, and it's like, well, in this episode, we're gonna see if we can make a connection between the two, between maybe UFO, because here's my theory, and man, like I always say, I'm just, I forget that not everybody's as smart as I am, and so we have to. Clearly, I hope you hear the sarcasm in my voice when I say that, because yeah. I mean, I'm not the dumbest person. I might be right behind the first, second. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know. Hey, I see you back there. Hey, you came again. I see you. What's up? Yep. I know. Thanks, Lincoln. So we're going to get into some of these stories. They're actually pretty interesting. But first as always, if you have not checked out my website, go to https://NAMysteryPodcast.podbean.com. Check out my website. It's on Podbean. I think I still even have a video of the Jersey Devil on there. Yeah, that's right. You can go on my YouTube channel. You can see all my podcasts on there. Become a patron and you can get some bonus podcasts, and also I do a lot of fun stuff. Like I think we're gonna start doing like prize stuff, like just fun stuff. And I've got awesome shirts coming out. Those actually should be. I'm not gonna say anything yet, but they're coming very soon. You get to get into I have just dumb drawings and dumb stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and it helps keep me and Linky kind of going. Yeah, especially. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to keep doing as many of these as I want to, as I have been, but I'm going to try. I love doing them. Love the hell out of it. And all you Podbean people, you guys are all awesome. And you guys have great podcasts. Mr. Raw, I actually checked yours out the other day. Man, keep up the good work. Everyone check out Mr. Raw's podcast. It is on Podbean as well. He's got awesome content on his podcast. Definitely check him out if you have not. Everybody on Podbean I've ever met, everybody's super, super cool. So everybody, keep up the good work. Now, let's get right into this. So the mountain range in that I speak of, that is, wow. I love it when I get all my stuff like lined out like I should. So the Untersberg mountain range, it rises at the rim of the northern limestone Alps, immediately at the Salzburg Basin and broad Salzach Valley. Neighboring peaks at the Hohergull in the southeast and Mount Wasman in the south beyond the Berchtesgaden Basin. Now, I am not familiar with this place. I don't go to Germany as much as I would like, in Austria, but me and Lincoln are going to try to go. We try to go to like as many places as we can. We don't make it as much as we like. But the mountain is a landmark, popular with tourists due to its proximity to the city of Salzburg, less than 16 kilometers south of the city center, and within easy reach by bus lines running to the southern suburbs of Grodig and Grogmain. Yeah, that's exactly where. These are supposed to, from what I understand, there are many stories about people going into these, real experienced hikers, campers, going into this forest around this and never returning, no trace. Some that do make it out, talk of like these shadow figure type things. Now, these shadowy figures are what's weird about them, and I don't know, the whole shadow figure thing freaks me out anyway. If you watch like YouTube, what is that dude's name? Man, all these different cryptids and like these freaky ass monsters. Man, I saw that, oh my goodness. What those ghost hunters, which I think are just morons myself. Hey Lincoln, don't be mean. Don't say that, man. We support everybody on here. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if you're gonna go out there like ghost hunting, dude, expect some shit to happen to you. I'm just saying, man. And then they wonder why they get possessed and shit. I'm just saying. If you're gonna dive into a nest, expect to get stung. I'm just saying, man. I just don't get it. But hey, to each their own, man. I still eat dog food out of a can. Well, what can I say? That's a good point, Lincoln. Well, I hear you, and actually, it's really not a bad point. Now, if you don't know of the shadowy figure that I speak of, well, get ready for it, because they're always in the shadows. So in the range, like shadow people, they're reported worldwide, and since the beginning of recorded history, they've always been reported. Shadow people seem to be living shadows. They're usually seen out of the corner of people's eyes. Some people see semi-transparent dark splotches. I always see you always see it when if you're watching like YouTube, and now I get it though, and this is what I hate, people that report shit online, like stories, and they say they're true, but they really go and mess with the videos, and then they're like, oh my god, I didn't say this, man, if you're gonna put something on the internet, do your research at least, please. I at least try. It just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get where people want to like have the scariest video and they want to add bullshit, whatever. Like they even have these apps now where you can add like ghost things. Have you seen those? Man, talk about a horrible. Like, I mean, why would you? Yeah, you know, I know. Well, they vanish as soon as a person realizes what they saw. You know what I mean? Even in the videos where these people are going, these ghost hunters, whatever, they're going into these dark places, and you just see this shit thing move, and you wouldn't even see it until it moves over real fast. Pretty freaky, man. And like, you know, I'm not gonna say that I haven't seen shit. You know, I had a house that I lived in. Man, there was something that lived in that house that it wasn't. At first, I don't think it was like it was harmless. As we were there long, it kind of got weirder. Some weird things, would come in to play. And my dogs kind of got, I don't know, it got, almost got like alien shit. But, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, if you know me from this channel, I believe in anything is possible. I usually am a person that likes to, you know, show me type of Missouri State thing. But, I will never knock anybody for their stories. I wasn't there. I have no idea what, you know, and, you know, you never know what people have been through, what they're going through. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll never knock anybody or say, what I'm saying, I'm open to stories and I will very much listen. This is a channel where you can feel comfortable to tell your stories, and I will 100%, you know, invite you with open arms and let, you know, tell your story, and I won't knock you nothing, because I've seen some weird stuff. I try not to cuss on here. I do. I try. Real hard. Sometimes it works. Other times it doesn't. I have an absolute cussing dog over here that just cannot stop. I don't cuss as much. I remember I've been like 3 days straight. Yep, that's right. 3 days straight as an arrow. No cussing at all. Well, you know what? Shit. I just did a minute ago. Hey. Well, okay. I got one. What has 3 balls and comes from outer space? E.T. the extraterrestrial. Did you? That's not bad. Lincoln, didn't you tell that one? Like, oh, well, all right, well, I can thank you, Lincoln. That was a good one. All right, I'll give it to you. Yeah, so like I said, I've got a cussing dog that just, but we all love Lincoln. Don't let me go too far off the subject, Lincoln. See how I'm veering off into a fork type situation here. Now, the appearance of these shadow people, the shadows are usually larger than a normal shadow, and notably don't resemble the shadow of the person sighting it. You know, like, I mean, of course, you know what, that's sort of, that's kind of, what's the word? I hate when I can't think of the proper, you know, and it's only because I'm, like, you know, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, they're often reported as moving, like, with quick, jerky movements and quickly disintegrate into walls or mirrors, or where, you know, like, you'll see a door and it's open or something, and you'll see something go behind it, and you go and you look, but there's just a wall behind it, but there's no way it could have, you know. And that's the mystery of it, if you know what I'm saying. What? You didn't tell me about those being in the house. What the? Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Jesus. Man, you're like an uppity monkey. Okay, sorry, go on. I mean, sometimes I have to turn his mic. I always have to have that button ready for when he has got the mic. Though this is not true for all shadow figures. Some of them They may possess eyes. The eyes.
Doing? Ed, I haven't seen you around. Well, I started this channel. How you been doing, Mr. A? Always good to see you around. I apologize. I got a call, and usually I do this from my phone, Bluetoothing to my board, but I'm sorry. Okay. Now, so some of them may possess eyes, and the eyes vary in color, and they are classed as like, well, I'm losing. All because, and they're classed as having certain traits of behavior based on the color of their eyes. Now, although, where the hell is all this going? This list is still being documented, and like I'm still trying to get it all, figured out. Lined up. It is known that the white-eyed shadows are typically faster, more logical, and much more still. Be that as it may, take it as it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's that can't really off per se. The behaviors they are believed to be evil and aggressive in nature, although a few people consider them to be a form of guardian angels. Ah, there you go. That's a whole nother. Now, a shadow person's behavior tends to vary, suggesting that they may be as varied as regular people. Some reports that when looked at in the chest or the eyes, they emit a louder scream that sounds like screechy static, louder kind of winds or like creaking wood. They often cause their victims to feel unable to move and stare at them in silence, rarely ever speaking. Sometimes they will even sit on their chest. That is not ever. I've never had that, but I've heard of it happening. Many are spotted within hospitals or otherwise near those who are dying. Now, in the case of the Untersburg mountain range, there has been spokens of. Hey, yeah, you know that is actually proper. I know. If you guys are all, I'm sorry, are any of you guys familiar with Hatman? Did anybody just come across this sounding familiar? Well, one commonly seen shadow person is known as the Hatman. He's been reported worldwide with very few variations in overall appearance and behavior. The Hatman is a solid black man, sometimes with red or black eyes, with a wide-rimmed hat, usually reported to either be a Zorro hat or a Fedora hat, and a long trench coat, sometimes cape. Unlike other shadow people, he is generally, I don't know if it's a he, but it generally seen, because, you meet so many, generally seen as much more physically solid. It's more sometimes reported to have a goatee, okay, or a clean shaven. Wow, we're really detailed. Some reports claim that they don't have no face at all. Now that is where I'm just going to go with the shadow person not having a face at all. Now when I was doing this, I was like, man, that's... I don't know how you could put so much detail into a shadow figure, man. When I was like, it's when I do these, I look up, a trillion. I go through so many different. Me and Lincoln, sometimes we travel, we will go to places and check out places. But that is my funds are running low on trying to do that. I would like to, but I don't. It would be awesome because me and Lincoln have a couple places we'd like to go. Our UFO is currently out of commission because, yes, Lincoln wrecked it. He will not admit it, but he did. He hit the side of the house when he was trying to...
I did not wreck the goddamn UFO. Would you drop it? Jesus Christ. I hit warp drive. I hit the corner of the house. I didn't wreck it. I just ran into the house. But it wasn't my... You know what? This is... He never shuts up.
Yes, but it...
No, it's not...
Yes, no, because, you know what? Drop it.
No.
I just turned this mic. Yeah, I'm sorry for the argument, everybody. As you know, dogs are always right. I'll take the wrong one. Anyway, now, in the midst of this mountain is the hooded monk, and the black smoke mist people, shadow animals, peeking shadows, usually child-sized, and red-eyed shadows, generally more malevolent. There's an instance of a group of people that went into the Untersberg mountain range, and they were camping, obviously, but two of them left to go, look for firewood, and they came back. What they thought was like 20 or 30 minutes was 2 days later, and everybody they had all kinds of people searching for them, and they came back totally looking normal, but they thought they were only gone for 10 or 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and they had been gone for 2 days. Story says that the other three that were looking for him, as they were searching for him, there was these little dwarf characters. I call them characters, but they were dwarf little people, things. And they were trying to tell the three that their friends were over. They saw them, further over there looking for woods. They knew where they were. They said they had talked to them and lured them further and further out until one of them just didn't feel right. And he convinced the other two to go back before they got lost, but they were trying to get him to go into the woods deeper and deeper and deeper. Saying that they knew where they were, that they were concerned that they were lost. And my thing is you're out camping and you run into some dwarf-looking things. Are you gonna sit there and reason with much? I don't know. Maybe they did. They suppose they looked human, but I don't know. I've heard of weirder cases. You know what I mean? And wait a minute. Oh yeah. Now, because it's got another name, the Untersberg portal. There's a lot of UFO cases that pop up in this mountain range. Now, myself, I believe that. Here's my thing about the UFO thing and like Bigfoot sightings. I think it's coincidentally funny, or not funny, coincidence that when people see Bigfoot, they see a UFO or those orbs. My thing is that, man, these, if they're in fact alien, whatever's driving these UFOs, have biologically experimented with making these creatures, and they're dropping them off to see if our atmosphere is breathable for them or how it's going, and then they're dropping off and picking them back up. I mean, if in fact that's what, because man, everybody will think like, God, you're crazy for, believe. But there's hundreds of thousands of these stories. And like I said, I've never had an alcoholic drink that made me see anything like out of the, hell, I've never even seen a pink elephant, man. And I'm just saying.
I have. Oh, man. Me and Billy, we were drinking so much the other night. Oh, man, I swear. I saw this gigantic pink elephant thing, and then I realized it was just Bentley. It was funny. That was the same night we saw Sasquatch in the backyard and realized it was just you, Dad. I was out there trying to climb the fence. We thought it was Bigfoot. It was just my dad.
That is pretty good, Lincoln. Did it? Okay. Yeah. I bet it smelled like it, too.
Yep, that's exactly what I was just going to say.
Hey, I know. I love you, too. You did it. Oh, yeah. Now, the mysteries and the legends go as this, that the Mystery Mountain Untersberg was once a part of Germany. It's said that Hitler had a great fascination, kind of like a reed obsession, for this mountain. And thus, he built a house right at the top of the peak of Eagle's Nest, from where he could observe the activities in the mountains. Now, some records say that he even kept staring at the mountains for long periods of time. The history record records a different viewpoint to it and mentions the retreat of his soldiers. Right from Christianity to Buddhism, the religious leaders claim Mount Untersberg to be a living hill with demons and goddesses hiding on its curves. The Dalai Lama, on his recent visit to Mount Untersberg, claimed to be a magical mountain where the dragons are asleep. Now, if you know me, I'm a I love dragons, man. But mankind, nevertheless, has logical explanation. When I can't talk or can talk, because I'm so goddamn good at it. Please, thank you. Sarcasm in my voice. Now, mankind, nevertheless, has logical explanations against each tale or belief. Of course, because, man, it couldn't keep it fun.
Those assholes, I swear to God, man. You always got these stupid humans that gotta ruin a perfectly good story, man. That's why I keep to my paws as a dog. You guys are dipshits.
Thank you, Lincoln. Okay. You want to eat tonight? I hate it when I do that. It's just out of habit, and I promise that I won't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's really annoying, Dad. Please, I don't think anybody wants to hear that shit, dude.
Thank you, Lincoln. Yeah. Now, during our visits to Salzburg, we chanced upon visiting the beauty and some of the interesting folk tales whirling around it. And here's a couple presenting a few of them to you today. King Charlemagne and his squad of dwarfs, a.k.a. Untersbergers. Now, as per a famous legend, a king named Charlemagne is sleeping for centuries somewhere in a cave of Mount Untersberg. The dwarfs are taking care of hilly way. Calling me, and I just blow their brains out with that. Hey, what's up, Joker? Okay, what's up, man? Sorry, I didn't see that till just now. How you doing, man? And man, if you like what you hear, or please hit follow. Please hit like. I guess Podbean's like on that whole thing, like hit like or whatever, follow. If not, you're just hanging out, and that's totally cool with me. Joker, how you been doing, man? Everything going all right? I hope all is well. Definitely, man. If anybody wants to call in, I always take callers. Always. Now, the dwarves are taking care of this King's Charlemagne. When he wakes up and sees the ravens still flying around the mountain, he falls into a deep sleep for another century. Charlemagne had held a conference along with the bishops of Salzburg in 803 AD, so not that long ago. Angels and demons of Mount Untersberg, resembling any other ancient culture, the demons and goddesses are worshipped here since the pre-Christian era. Traditions and beliefs lost its grip owing to the rise of Christianity and Islam. Surprisingly, these traditions have been restored very recently. When we say very recently, I'm assuming that is after 803 AD. But hey, who am I? You know what I'm saying? It's not that it's like, it's just kind of how it goes. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the hour. I've got to take a short break, but I will not leave you totally bored. Let's see, what am I? Oh.
He just thought it was some sort of demon coming for him.
Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Here's a story so you're not totally left bored. Anybody, please feel free to call in. Like I said, this is a short break at the bottom of the hour. And I will come back with some stories from some campers. Don't go anywhere.
His father, also being a believer, you might say superstitious, whatever you want to call it. My grandfather told his father, my great-grandfather, they didn't waste any time. They got in the truck and they left. Before I go, another crazy story from my grandfather. When he was about 18, 19, or 20, it was in the fall, and he was tracking this really large buck. He came to this spot in the woods where he had good eyes on it, and as he got ready to make the shot, this large, Bigfoot-like creature comes out of nowhere, grabs the buck by the neck, twists and breaks its neck like it was a small bird, virtually effortlessly, then just grabs the buck by the back legs, throws it over its shoulder, and casually walks off. Scared my grandfather pretty badly too. He took off. My grandfather's tribe, the Choctaw people, have a name that they call these Bigfoot creatures, but forgive me, because I can't remember it at the moment, but he knows what he saw. He has also seen them growing up, so he knew what it was. I'll reach out to him and see if I can't get him to document or write down a bunch of his experiences and encounters. I think you would really appreciate them, and if anything, really enjoy them. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Have a wonderful day. I spoke with this witness on January 8th, 2006, for more than 40 minutes. This man and his wife were returning from a trip from Florence, Alabama. They were watching the sun set as they drove along the Trace Parkway in a generally southwestern direction. They had just crossed the Mississippi-Alabama state line and had traveled approximately 3 to 4 miles into Mississippi as they approached mile marker 307. The witness said that he saw what initially appeared to be a person jogging along the right side of the road in a southwestern direction. He emphasized that it's fairly common to see joggers along the trace, so he didn't think too much about it at first glance. The witness said that when approaching that mile marker, the road is hilly, and there's a slight downhill incline at that point. At the bottom of the hill, the road curves to the right when traveling southwest on the trace. There was a vehicle approaching in the opposite direction and was just entering the witness's field of vision as he topped the hill just prior to mile marker 307. The vehicle traveling in the opposite direction had also just topped the hill as well. As both vehicles came into view of each other on tops of their respective hills, the animal appeared to panic. Both cars traveled down their hills, around the curve, and past each other. The witness slowed to nearly a stop, while the other car appeared to pass by without slowing at all. The animal was initially traveling at a normal speed for a jogger, when he first noticed it. But then, it suddenly began moving quickly and appeared to be running at about the speed a deer would sprint as both vehicles entered the curve. As it crossed the road from right to left, it lost its balance and tipped, nearly falling down. After catching its balance, it bounded off into the woods. It had its back towards the him until it turned across the road. The closest he came to it was roughly 25 to 30 yards, and it ran between the two cars, and roughly equal distance between the vehicles. He said it was solid black, and was even illuminated by the sun, which was still in the sky at this point. He said the entire observation lasted only a matter of seconds, and his full attention was focused on it for roughly 2. It happened so quickly that he didn't even have the time to say look to his wife, who was also in the car with him. He thinks the sighting took place with the bounds of Tishomingo State Park. He emphasized that he did not pay much attention to it until it panicked and began moving very quickly. He got a side profile of it as it crossed. He said its head did not look human and appeared to be a little raised in the back and appeared to slope towards the front. He described it as very stocky with a muscular build. When it tripped, it swung its arms out to catch its balance. He said the hands appeared to be much larger, proportionally than a human's, and the arms appearing to be longer, proportionally than a normal human arm. While the animal was running along the highway, the arms were up like a human, just like they would be when jogging. The surrounding terrain is steep hills and large boulders. Bear Creek even runs through here. An area adjacent to this location is called the Freedom Hills. It's called that because it was a favored hiding area for escaped slaves prior to the Civil War. It's very possible a large wild beast might be roaming through this area that resembles that of what they call a Bigfoot. My mother and I had taken my young Doberman to the Honey Island swamp to let him run and get some exercise. We had driven to the end of the road where the bridge had collapsed and you could not go any further back by car. The area is just a few miles from the Honey Island exit, off of Interstate 59 in Mississippi. The road was built up, about 8 feet from the ground, since it flooded back there. The area around the road was swampy, having lots of trees. The ground was covered in leaves, since it was fall. We had been there about 10 minutes, and my dog had pretty much been staying on the road as he ran around. I went to get something out of the car, and when I began walking back to where my mother was on the road, she was looking out into the wooded area at something. She pointed out what appeared to be something dark beside a large cypress tree. We could not make out a head, but it appeared to be gray and black, covered in fur, and was actually a torso. Whatever we were looking at was large. It stood above some bushes, and the top part was behind the branches of the tree. It had to have been well over 6 feet tall, since the bushes were at least 3 feet tall. It definitely was not another tree, because the texture was so different, and the big tree next to it...
Go West Mine! What's up? Alright, I apologize for that short break. I would let you listen to that story more, but I think I played it before. But I got a lot to kind of cover in this Untersberg. So it's kind of running out. So now, the most famous received tradition of Mount Untersberg is that it's of the wild hunt, wherein the people go hunting for the evil spirits that are then destroyed with the help of some procedures by the bishops. The spirits include either elves, fairies, and or dead human. The tradition says that the people taking part in the hunt are sometimes taken to the underworld by the evil spirits. Lincoln's going to turn into one of those dead evil spirits if he doesn't. Wait a second. I'm just kidding, Linky. You lost your ball? I know. I don't know why he can't, you know. It's like he barks like a dog, then he gets his mic, and then suddenly he can talk like a human. Yeah. I'm about lost as I am. The traditional belief says that the people taking part in the hunt are sometimes taken to the underworld by the evil spirits. What? Excuse me for a second. I just had mass hysteria in my house, but don't worry about it. Yeah, he's good at that. So they also believe that the hunter spirits. Well, I don't think I'm gonna read that. The hunter spirits are sucked off by the evils in their sleep. I'm gonna keep that as, alright, we'll just keep going. Sounds like Harry Potter. Probably the other way around. Oh man, that is horrible. Oh boy. Well, hey, I just report, you know what I'm saying? Mount Untersberg and the end of the world. Now, almost every region in the world has its own folklore, as you know. I even, if you've heard some of my other episodes, I did do the state-to-state lores, you know. Like each state has its own, you know, cryptid, its own monster, you know. Mine would be Sarah. I'm just kidding. Oh boy, yeah, no. They have their own folklore for the end of the world, especially. Now, Mount Untersberg goes like this. The Emperor Frederick Barbarossa, that's a real name, is asleep in the mountain until his beard grows long enough to complete the third cycle around a table. I'm not sure what a table is consists of, but once it does, the Emperor will resurrect and leave Mount Untersberg. This will herald a terrific war of humankind near Salzburg, and eventually the world will come to an end. Well, there you have it. I mean, sunk down into it. You know, Joey does a good job speaking. I'm just joking. I'm totally just kidding. Now, the mystery cases of the lost people, but this is a strange phenomenon in the Mount Untersberg, where it makes it a subject of mystery and curiosity. And this is where you get those idiot people that go luring into these forests and never come out. As I did not say that. That's not what I said. Lincoln, don't ever. As reported by a few hikers, some of them fell unconscious and woke up in a distant land or another country. Others have also reported missing on few minutes or even hours while resting. Thus, the events and cases have created much speculation over the mountain being possessed with some time machine-like quality or the work of some kind of unseen power. And this is where people get lost. They, then lured deeper into the forest. There's different things that are like with this mountain that are really cool. There's whatever may be the truth, it's thrilling to listen to such stories sitting somewhere on a trail at the top of Mount Untersberg. In this, they mention meeting some people living in the mountains. As per him, those men had no idea that the world is already past 65 years of the World War II. They are still living like hidden soldiers, waiting for the commands to come out. There's an author that clarifies that he had purposely tagged his work as that of fiction. He did not mention many of the experiences that he encountered. As per him, the human mind accepts only what can be seen clearly, and thus due to their fear of criticism. He refrained from mentioning more horrifying experiences in his book. And many people mention of a cavern that is under the mountain. Popular belief also claims a labyrinth kind of structure under the mountain, which is supposedly the dwelling places of many mythological characters. In fact, the word unter means under, and the literal meaning of the word Untersberg is mountain lying underneath. Oh, well. Doesn't that have a interesting twist? Now, the headline making Missing Travelers is a group of 5 travelers in 1987, a man named Max Brandel in 2001, and a young couple in 2008. There is in numbers of cases where people have disappeared, and despite an intensive search, they could never be found. However, no one can claim if it happens because of any mysterious energies, or people just slip off any crevices or caverns and never found again or seen. And anyway, Untersberg geography and legends are truly mysterious. Now, the things that to do in the mysterious Mount Untersberg. As a traveler, Untersberg Peak serves as a stage to devour the dramatic views of the snow-capped hills. Apart from this, you can also enjoy the panoramic view of Salzburg. A number of important peaks are visible from the highest peak of Austrian region. The snowy peaks in the summers lure most travelers up there. If you are truly adventurous, you can also hike up the Schellenberger Snow Cave, which is 2 hours long hike from the top station. For those who are in a hurry, can just walk around different viewpoints or have a meal with the view. If you have watched the movie Sound of Music, the hills will make you feel as if you have been teleported to its shooting. Yes, the opening scene of the movie was shot on the German side of the mountain, but the views, they're really not so different. Why must you opt for Salzburg card? Well, Salzburg is a city that has so much to explore and do, and paying separately for each of them would be heavy on your pocket. The Salzburg card costs just 25 euros for a day, 33 euros for 48 hours, and 38 euros for 72 hours. Each and every attraction, public transport, regional transport, cable cars, a boat ride is just free for you as a Salzburg card holder. So if you do go and check this out, like me and Lincoln are going to, there's things that you can do so that you can make sure you get lost and never make it out. There's books that you can get. I'm actually want to get this book. It's the Mysteries of Mount Untersberg, and I can't imagine that's probably got some really, really awesome stories in it. So that being said, if you go around and which I really, really want to do, really, really bad. Man, there's some real cool sounding stuff to check out, man. I tell you what, though, with all these mountain ranges, and we've got mountains over here. I used to live in Seattle, and there was Mount Rainier, and man, Mount Rainier's got some cool, really weird, mysterious things that happen in that mountain. I mean, that are just nuts. There's a lot of UFOs that are seen there. The Untersberg's UFOs, they are seen so often. I think it's like they've got like weekly occurrences that they are just always seeing these orbs or UFOs. And like I said, it's always tied to these shadowy figures or like these dwarf like people that live in the forest, you know, that try to invite you so far in and invite you to their home. Again, where are these homes? I mean, are they just like, I mean, huts? I get it. I mean, well, you know, hey man, no shit in my game. I'm not gonna judge you. You know what I mean? But anyway, so for this mountain, and if you do, and you get out to that mountain range, just make sure that you tie at least a yellow string so that you make it back out, because you might, get caught up with some dwarf people that are going to invite you into their house. Guys, that's all the time I got, man. I have a blast always doing this. If you haven't, check out my website. It is https NA is in Nancy Apple mysterypodcast.podbean.com. Go on there, man. Become a Patreon, and just swing through there. You can either